Hey, I'm Jeff and welcome back to another video. You can start to feel the cool air at nighttime as fall approaches, so it's time to start thinking about bringing these guys back inside. It's getting pretty crisp. I haven't brought these plants outside for a few years, and I was actually pretty late to the game this year. I think I put these outside in early August, so it's really only had about a month of extra sunlight as well as all the extra heat, and it's basically just exploded with growth everywhere. But now as nighttime temperatures are getting a little bit cooler, I'm starting to think about bringing these inside. Last night here in Regina, it was actually about 4 degrees. So most times with houseplants, tropical houseplants, succulents, you want to leave them outside until it reaches around 10 degrees Celsius or 50 Fahrenheit. Anything lower than that, consistently, like night after night, you want to bring them inside. These ones I actually just placed in my shed last night. It's a little bit warmer than if they were just outside. Now, if you wait too long, you run the risk of cold damage to the plant, and you also run the risk of shocking the plant when you bring it back inside. When it goes from a really cold outdoor environment to indoors where it's warm, you can really shock the plant as well. So keep an eye on those nighttime temperatures. And like I said, if they reach 10 degrees or below, 10 degrees Celsius or lower, or 50 Fahrenheit, you want to start thinking about bringing them inside. The first step in this process is just inspecting the plant from top to bottom, just making sure there's no visible pests, damage, that sort of thing. Look at the beautiful sun stress on these lower leaves. But anyways, when I brought these plants outside, they all pretty much had mealybugs. And the first thing that I'm looking for is to see if there are any mealybugs. And typically you'll see like little white fuzz in the cracks and crevices of the stems and the leaves. I do not see any at all. The reason why I brought them outside was to not only get robust, vigorous growth, but also to get rid of the mealybug issue. There are natural predators outside that do consume mealybugs, and I honestly don't see any. I do see like little spider webs and that sort of thing. I did spray this plant off just before I made this video here, just blasting off any spider webs and that sort of thing, but most times it will not take care of mealybugs. They're stuck on there pretty good, in my experience anyways, depending on the type of hose, I guess, that you use. But overall, I'm not really seeing anything except these, let's see if I can find them, these little black dots. I'll see if I can zoom in here. I'm not too sure what these little dots are. They seem to scrape off. I can't get this one to scrape off, but I don't know. They're slightly embedded in the leaf, but they do. I don't know what it is. Anyways, so I've been away for camping for a couple days. These leaves, they're pretty squishy, they're pretty flimsy, so I did soak the plant as well as spray off all the leaves. So they have had a good thorough watering. If you see leaf damage like this one, oop, it just fell off, you can go ahead and just remove those as well. So there is a shriveled up leaf. So again, I'm just looking for any leaf damage, any stem damage. I just can't get over the sun stressing on this little cutting here. So you can see right here, got some of those black dots, and they just wiped away on that leaf. So I'm not too sure what they are. Probably some sort of pest, but I'm not too sure. Again, I'm not really seeing any mealybugs, but just go around, remove any deformed or damaged leaves and branches. Okay. I did find a mealybug right there. So that is what I don't want to bring in the house. Plus you can see over here, there are some spider webs and just kind of, I'll get a better picture here, just a little bit of gunk up in those branches. So that I want to clean off and make sure we're not bringing back any pests and any bugs into your home. This one definitely has mealybugs. You can see there's a little bit of that white fluff in there as well, so I'm definitely gonna have to clean that up and yeah, get rid of those guys once and for all. The next step is treating your houseplants with some sort of insecticidal spray. This is Pure Crop 1. It's a liquid I've diluted in water, and it's on the spray setting, and you simply want to spray down the entire plant, getting obviously in between all the leaves You want to make sure that you coat the top as well as the underside of the leaves and getting in all of those little cracks and crevices. Now these won't be coming in today. What I'll be doing is I'll be placing them again in the garage at nighttime, bring them out to enjoy the continued sunshine and heat during the day. But I'll be like reapplying this probably in about a week's time. I'll do maybe 2, maybe 3 applications before they come back inside. There's a little mealybug right there. Just gonna spray that and just coat the entire plant, the stem, the branches, the leaves, and even the soil. I like to spray. So you can start from the bottom and work your way up if that's easier. Now, depending on what you use, you want to do it in the shade. I'm obviously doing it in the sunshine. Sun is just blasting, but I will be placing it in a shady spot over there to dry. So I'm going to quickly spray down the plant and then it's going in the shade. Now, there's no reason to dry it off when you have it outside. The wind is going to help evaporate that as well. So I'm just going to let it dry, and then once it's dry, I'll bring it back up in the sunshine. Before using any new product on a plant, you just want to take one area and just test it out. Let it dry and see how it affects the leaves. Now I know neem oil will burn the leaves. This I've used in the past and it's been really good. It hasn't harmed any of the leaves. So just do like a little test spot before you actually apply the product to the whole plant. Once your plant is pest-free and you bring it back inside, just don't throw it in a dark corner. Jade plants, they need at least 6 hours minimum of bright light throughout the day. So preferably in your brightest window, which is a south-facing window if you have one, or even a west-facing window. You just want to make sure that you continue that growth well into the fall and even into the winter. Although the plant will slow its growth with the shorter days, there's not as much light and the sunlight isn't as intense throughout the fall and winter. So the plant will start to slow its growth. Now you can supplement it with a grow light, like I have this right here. This is the Soltech Vita Grow Bulb, and I have a little switch. And when you turn it on, it can add extra light throughout the day. This is especially true if you want your plant to continue to somewhat grow throughout the winter months, or if you don't have a bright window, then you can supplement it with a grow light. I do have a discount code in the description of this video for Soltech, but there are many other options out there, as well as Borena. I do have a discount code as well. I'll leave it down in the description of this video, but you just want to make sure that you use a good quality, strong grow light. Now, the final step in the process of bringing your plants back inside is adjusting your watering. This plant was not outside. It is a hanging plant that's been in my house all summer long, but I'm going to use this one as an example plant. When my plants were outside, I was probably watering these at least once a week, if not a little bit more, just because of all the factors that it had when growing. So not only did it have increased light, but it had increased humidity, heat, as well as evaporation. So the plant was thirsty all the time. So it was watered quite frequently, about once a week. Now, as you bring it inside, you just want to pay attention to the leaves. Now, I like to use what's called the taco test. If you can fold or bend a jade leaf and the soil is absolutely bone dry, then it needs to be watered. This one right here is a perfect example of a plant not needing water, even though the soil is absolutely bone dry. I cannot bend these leaves, so I'm not going to water this one yet. Over the winter months, even though mine are in a south-facing window, I probably only water maybe once every 3 weeks, or even upwards of to like a month. So they don't need a lot of water through the winter months as their growth has slowed or they have completely gone dormant. Now, to finish off this video, I'm going to give you guys a little tip or secret, because that's what I like to do on this channel. If you want your jade plant to flower, you have to give it a period of cool temperatures, so anywhere between 10 degrees to 15 degrees Celsius, and I think that's around 50 to 60 Fahrenheit. You want to give it a period of cool temperatures as well as less light. And then under these conditions, you should start to see little buds on your plant. Mine has never flowered just because I can't give it that consistently cool and dark conditions, just because in my house throughout the winter, I think we have our thermostat set to about 22 degrees. And outside can be anywhere between like minus 10, minus 20, and there's days where we actually see minus 30. It's actually brutal. So I don't have a cold cellar or anything like that where I can put my plant in just to provide it with that reduced light and cooler temperatures. So that is my goal, to get one of my jades to flower, but unfortunately I don't have the optimal conditions. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I think that's going to be pretty much it. If you have any other comments or questions, please leave it down below in the comment section. I always appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye.